Hello. There is a lot to get into. Thank you for joining me here, whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, or Substack. Substack, I've forgotten about you. We're gonna get things together so you can get the pomp and circumstance that you used to. Okay. Uh, I don't know if you heard or not, but today, and I haven't posted, it's just on TikTok for now. I will get it up on YouTube shortly after today's show. Trump is unveiling his renovations one by one. He has redone the entryway to the Oval. Mhm. Begs the question again, does he intend on ever leaving? But also, we've been talking about the changes to the Rose Garden. I don't even know why we're still calling it the Rose Garden, because there's nothing rosy about it and there's no garden about it. But coming from the Associated Press, Trump's Rose Garden Club is a lavish new hangout for political allies and business elites. Why are we trying to turn the White House into a country club for oligarchs? Let's not be hasty. Washington's hottest club has everything: cabinet secretaries, a new stone patio, food from the White House kitchen, and even a playlist curated by President Donald Trump, meaning it's got YMCA on heavy rotation. And keep in mind, in case you did not know, food that is served from the White House is paid for by the sitting first family.
McDonald's, huh?
So yeah, so technically might not be from the White House kitchen. I don't see, the Trump family really testing the culinary skills of the White House kitchen staff. But I could be wrong.
So he took an actual rose garden and turned it into a patio named the Rose Garden.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's a hangout. But good luck getting a spot on the guest list. So far, only some of the president's political allies, business executives, and administration officials have been invited to the People's House. You need to be put on a guest list to come to the People's House. I don't want to hear nothing else. Okay, about the small guest list I have for people who can come through the door. Nobody is on the list for pop-ups, but who can pop up?
I was coughing.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know.
I'm over here dying. You think I'm probably trying to be funny?
Oh, sorry. Are you okay, darling?
Too late now. I'm able to talk now. Jesus.
Studio audience is. Oh, sorry. Where are my manners? We do have a new co-host. We need a name for our co-host, though. Please submit your name suggestions in the comment section.
Sparkle Butt King.
There's nothing sparkly about it. It can't be a sparkly butt.
The Sparkle Butt King.
You know what? I'll find something sparkly to put on it. In Trump's remake of the White House, the Rose Garden is now the Rose Garden Club. What in the studio? You know what? With an iconic lawn outside the Oval Office, transformed into a taxpayer-supported imitation of the patio at Mar-a-Lago, the president's private Florida resort. Y'all keep joking and calling these things distractions that he's doing and his cohorts and sycophants are doing. Y'all call these things distractions all the way up to the tyranny that we have now with his current administration. He does not intend on leaving. It's the same turf lawn that it's always been. It's just covered with a whole lot of bullshit. Trump debuted the name during his first formal dinner there this month and has included it on his official public schedule too. He hosted another event Wednesday evening with members of the cabinet and senior staff, according to an official who wasn't authorized to discuss the matter publicly. The event went off despite rain earlier in the evening. It was closed to the press, but an aide posted video of the Marine Corps silent drill platoon performing on the South Lawn. Presidents have always used invitations to the White House as a prestigious reward for friends and supporters. But Trump's rebranding of an iconic area of the People's House is unprecedented. It's bullshit. Stop using the word unprecedented. It's a bullshit.
Well, unprecedented means bullshit.
No, unprecedented can be a good thing.
It's in your case.
I know. It's a fresh example of how the billionaire Republican is replicating the gilded and cloistered bubble of his private life inside the confines of the most famous government housing in the country. Here's the thing.
More like keistered.
Here's the thing. Trump looks at everything like a child looking at television. This is why I say people need to stop lying about his origin story and how he grew up. Trump is living his life according to somebody who's trying hard to get you to believe that they're wealthy, that they're rich. Because I've told you all this before, like there was a trend going around specifically on TikTok where they were talking about soft luxury and quiet luxury. That's wealth. That's luxury. There's not like, there's not categories of luxury and wealth. No, there are people who need you to believe that they're wealthy and that they have this luxurious lifestyle. And there are people who actually do. A prime example is Adam Sandler. People always joke about how he looks. That man at any given day is wearing a couple $100,000 worth of clothes, but it doesn't look like it. That's luxury. There's no soft luxury. That's luxury. Wealth does not look the way you think wealth looks.
Definitely don't.
Wealthy people don't wear things that have labels and logos slapped all over them.
And don't.
They're not making a big deal about having something Ralph Lauren. Trump is cosplaying what he believes wealth is. This is the same person who told a cousin, like, if it's vintage, it's expensive and you should get it. This is why he likes gaudy and things like that, because he's put everything together in his mind from watching TV in the 1980s, specifically the mid to late 1980s.
My toilet is vintage.
So he's looking at things still from a childlike brain and perspective and viewing it like how we portrayed rich people on television and in movies in the 1980s. He didn't grow up rich. He's never truly been a wealthy individual. He's not been in the wealthy social circles. The public has just allowed him to rewrite his origin story, and people are just lapping it up when the reality, what's in front of your eyes, doesn't match up. This is why I remind people, do not let people convince you out of what you hear with your own ears and see with your own eyes. And also, Trump is stuck in the 1980s because that is when he made a name for himself, when people knew him as Donald and not Fred Trump's son, not the other Trump, not the other son, not Ivana's husband, not Mary's son. He was getting articles written about him. He was having interviews. Think about it. After that, nobody wanted to talk to him. After the 80s, he was the butt of multiple jokes. He was nothing but a punchline. He was what not to be in business schools.
He was what not to be in real life.
Well, yeah. Now, as I told you all earlier this week, there was a reunion of the bromanciers, okay? Cantaloupe Cankersaurus Rex and Yolania Muscatini got together at the Kirkapalooza You know, the Turning Point USA rally with 2 to 3 business minutes dedicated to them pretending to give a shit about Charlie Kirk. Well, did y'all forget about all the Doge cuts and firings? And remember, I kept telling y'all that they were quietly trying to rehire people back. And when they couldn't rehire people, they lowered the standards and the criteria, and they've been silently trying to restock the government. And some people were like, your assessment might be a little off, Taz. I haven't heard about that. No shit. Why would the federal government, especially this administration, admit that it fucked up? Coming from Forbes, hundreds of federal employees fired by Doge return to work, report says. Told y'all. Hundreds of General Services Administration employees fired by the Department of Government Efficiency are being asked to return to work in the latest reversal of Elon Musk's cuts to the federal workforce, according to a new report. I'm going to say this to you all again. Follow the court cases. If they disappear and no one is talking about them anymore, it's because there was a settlement, the court filings never occurred, or they're reversing the action that was taken. Trump he doesn't realize, neither did most of his cabinet and his advisors, that you cannot run a government like a business. I know that's been a conspiracy theory for a few years now, but a business and a government are two different entities run two different ways. Okay? 2, they're realizing that, oh snap, the jobs numbers are mainly affected by who we let go of in the federal government. And we know Trump wants to look good and his administration wants to look good in regards to numbers. Because regardless if Trump croaks in office or whatever, he can't run for anything else ever again. Not in this country. So these people have to think about their longevity and keeping the power that they've taken by hook and crook. So here's some key facts. The rehired employees at GSA, which manages federal buildings and property leases, when they were trying to sell off what they were telling us were abandoned buildings, the buildings they just kicked everybody out of and didn't go through and make sure all pertinent information and, pieces of equipment had been removed as well. And I don't know who the hell they thought was going to buy government buildings. We're given until the end of the week to accept or decline reinstatement and must return to work by October 6th, the Associated Press reported, citing an internal memo. And see, they're not even making it. You can't screw up and then force people to just be like, okay, I'll come fix it, screw up. No. Like, these people have had to adapt and make other changes. So now you want them to look unprofessional and not be able to give themselves any type of security and then just get back into the thick of things. ASAP, please. Doge reduced staffing at the agency headquarters by 79%, cut 65% of portfolio managers and 35% of facilities managers, according to an unnamed federal official cited by the Associated Press. Here's the thing, and let me remind you all of this again, because I've said this since Trump started his forever campaign. No one likes Trump. There has been a plethora of anonymous sources telling everything from his campaign strategies and everything to even now. There are people holding on, and keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. There are people holding on just to be able to warn the public. Do not let their work be in vain. Heed these warnings and act upon them. Hundreds of federal leases for multiple government agencies canceled by Musk's cost-cutting agency have also been rolled back. But you want to know what they didn't roll back? Getting the servers that belong to Musk out of government agencies and departments. Making sure that Musk is not in the possession of any of our critical documentation.
So why would they do that?
And that just goes to show how stupid, utterly stupid this administration and its advisors are, because you have someone that you gave access to every bit of information to, and then you want to posture against them, threaten them, try to bully them. Musk is not a better person. Musk is more stupid and immature than a 6-month-old hopped up on a diet of sugar and caffeine. Like they're an extra on toddlers and tiaras. That man will release everything. If he thinks that it's going to get him a whiff of some lady's undercarriage that he's been crushing on Twitter. Yes, I know what his adoptive daddy calls it. I call it what his bio daddy named it, okay? Or if he thinks that it's going to make him a friend. Because he ain't got no friends. This is somebody who spent 2 years living in a tent on the roof of one of his factories. He spent another year and a half sleeping on the factory floor of one of his businesses under a desk. He then started creating mini homes called Tesla homes, similar to the little houses you can buy off of Amazon. Just like Trump, he's desperate for friendship. He's desperate for companionship.
He's desperate.
It's everybody's like, oh, he's having all these kids because he wants to spread his seed. No, listen to how his kids describe him and the activities that he wants to do with them. He's forcing people to have his children, not because he thinks that there's going to be an army of musts to lead things off into the future and his name will live forever, because he already had one child completely change their name to distance himself. He's trying to create his best friend. He's trying to create a friend base for himself. He will sell out dirty secrets on Trump if you promise to be his bestie. Invite Elon Musk over for movies and pizza.
Man, I don't want to be his friend that bad.
I don't either. GSA is the latest agency to bring back employees Doge sought to cut, following rehiring at the Internal Revenue Service, the Labor Department, and the National Park Service. So all of the Trump sycophants, they were like, yeah, these are great cuts. This is what you're supposed to do. Let's keep in mind, y'all were the same motherfuckers that was complaining when vacation time came around and you couldn't take the vacations you normally could before on a budget because there wasn't any staff to keep things open. And then you started to realize how important the Labor Department was to your day-to-day life. Once again, it is okay to say you don't know what something is, that you don't know what something provides, that you don't know how something works. It is okay to take the time to educate yourself, no matter what your age is, no matter where you are in the stages of life. It is never too late to educate yourself. What is not okay is for you to grab hold of talking points that truly, when you give it a moment just to sink in, make 0 sense. Why would we create all of these agencies, all of these departments to do nothing for so many generations that were not a benefit to anyone? But too many of y'all are the same people that all of a sudden are anti-union after growing up cheering for and watching the movie Hoffa so many times. You know all of the notable lines and how a lot of y'all really got familiar with Joe Pesci. And you enjoy the things that previous unions brought to you. And it was unions that made sure that as a child, you didn't have to go to work and you could get an education. But now all of a sudden you're anti-union. Now all of a sudden the union is the scam, but not the companies and the career fields that consistently scam you out of proper benefits packages, but out of proper pay. You don't have a problem with minimum wage not increasing proportionately, but you have a problem with paying union dues, when those union dues are essentially a savings account for you for when shit hits the fan. if you suffer a natural disaster, those unions can come up and help you as a member. Should you get sick, those unions can come through and help you. It goes far beyond just negotiating things for you on the job. But you don't think about that. Now, I know we've all had some jokes. I know I have regarding the Jezebel article that most of us found out about after the some say untimely, I say timely, because if you're gonna say that Charlie Kirk was a Christian, then he believed in an on-time God. Yes, he did. Okay, he may not come when you want him to, but he's always right on time. Okay,
Hallelujah.
We might look at the clock and look at the calendar and say somebody gone too soon, but if you understand the predestination of God, then whoo, he gone right on time, to the moment, to the second, to the day.
Oh, that brother gone.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But Erica, KKK Kirk, I'm not joking. There's 3 K's in her name. I don't know what the hell her middle name is, but the first last name, that's 3 K's. That's enough for me. Triple K, triple threat. And not in a good way, triple threat. Okay. Um mm, 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 mm. Uh, she said, okay, here's the thing. Charlie Kirk's widow was genuinely rattled by Jezebel's curse article, Megyn Kelly revealed. Is it because Erica, a Booski girl, Kirkisha? Because we know you didn't like him. Okay, you tried so hard to cry that so many times, and you couldn't. Okay, you couldn't. You kept that makeup and that hair pristine. Okay, just mm, 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 mm. Were you generally rattled because you didn't think about contacting an Etsy witch? You had tried everything else, but you didn't try that. You should have got on TikTok. See, there is a whole I can't stand my man side of TikTok. You should have visited over there. They got gardening tips, they got recipes, they got hiking trips, for you. But then you got to be careful. You got to be careful because in that Venn diagram, there is some overlap with the men that can't stand they women. And yeah, um, it's just speculation. It seems like you got something going on with the head honcho right now, the second in command over at Turner Point USA. If he invites you out to like a cabin in the woods, don't do it. Okay. If he don't never schedule nothing or plan nothing, then all of a sudden he does and it's secluded, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. You in danger, girl. But let's get into this article because I don't think you were rattled in the way that people want you to be rattled. I think you were rattled because you was like, damn, I didn't have to pop them babies out for him. I could have just got an Etsy witch. Girl, you could have got a TikTok witch, a Facebook witch, an Instagram witch, a witch from across the street, a witch
a sandwich
at Whole Foods. Okay? Yeah, a sandwich. But Erica Kirk, the wife of slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk, was genuinely rattled by a Jezebel article that cast spells on Kirk just days before he was shot and killed earlier this month, Megyn Kelly revealed on Tuesday. Well, we know Megyn Kelly is a liar and she can't really read that well, and we know she sucks at comprehension. The article was not written just a few days or a few weeks before. It was a couple months old, and the article didn't cast any spells on Charlie Kirk. It talked about not liking Charlie Kirk and that the author, jokingly or not, stated that they had contacted an Etsy witch regarding it because she wanted to cause him some minor inconveniences. And the witch was like, hey, don't forget, you got to let go and let the universe will take care of this and he'll get all the minor inconveniences that are coming to him. That's what it was. Okay, that's what that was. I'm sorry, y'all. One moment. um Shriram on Substack. We keep it very casual around here, but we also keep it respectful. Okay. And one thing that has never been a secret is that I am in a relationship. Okay.
What am I missing?
I joke a lot, but I don't do pet names. We don't do being familiar with one another like that. Okay. So sitting there calling me baby, I'm
Then
gonna
guy,
give you the opportunity to back off of my stream, because the next thing that I say, especially with you trying to blow kisses and trying to demand a response, this is going to be the one and only kind response that I will have. Hey, Jacob, that I will have for you. After this, I will become your 13th reason why, and I will also let the live studio audience do what they do.
now you might be his 14th reason why. Because I'm about to be his 13th.
Oh. Kelly, at the top of her, ep- oh, Kelly, at the top of her eponymous show, reamed Jezebel out for the vile article saying it had caused the Kirk family immeasurable mental torture during Charlie Kirk's final few days. Charlie Kirk.
Did they even know about it?
They didn't know about the article. What immeasurable? Here's the thing. Can folks stop making a big deal about stuff that the Kirk family isn't making a big deal about? Charlie Kirk's parents have not spoken out publicly. There was 2 articles that I saw where somebody claimed to be quoting them. But nowhere can anybody confirm for me where anybody spoke to his parents at. Did they record this? Was it? People are all up in arms, claiming that the family deserves an apology for this. The family ain't said nothing. Erica ain't even dropped a tear for this man. Okay, she didn't drop some good coin at Ulta and Sephora. Okay, she got her stylist team working overtime. Okay, and I love that for her. But what last day? So you're gonna tell me an article that's been out for months only bothered the family in his last few days, and they were so bothered and had such mental torment that he didn't increase his security whatsoever.
That's suspicious.
Because I've been doxxed. One particular time, what was it, last year?
I think so.
With Marlon and them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, yeah, no, I won't be staying anywhere by myself. Okay. Shliram? Hold on, you guys. We're gonna continue with Mrs. Kirk and the Jezebel article in just a second. So, real quick, I'm gonna take this screenshot. Sriram. Sriram. It's one thing to be an annoyance. It's another thing to think that you are going to infer that we know each other. You said, and I quote, "Good night, free time, call me madam, okay." You're going to get a phone call. It's not going to be from me. Oh, it's just on this one. There you go.
Hey, how you doing? Would you like to inform me as to how she knows you? How she's going to receive this call from you? Or you receive a call from her? I'd really like to know. Because as you can plainly see, I exist. In fact, this is the place where I reside. This is the place where she is. So clearly she doesn't have time to call you. Now, if you like to call me or receive a phone call from me, let me know. I'll be more than happy to make that call or receive that call from you. Games are for children. We are grown ass people over here. Now, if you have a problem with anything I'm saying, please make a trip to Chicago and come see me. If not, drop your location. I'll definitely take a road trip. I have no problem with that. I'll be your 13th, 14th, 15th reason. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to get off your small mind, let me know. If not, please fuck off. With all due disrespect. Now may the God of love, peace, grace, and mercy continue to shine his countenance upon you. And may the good Lord watch between me and thee while we're apart one from another. Now, if you know what that means, you know. If you don't, you should probably find somebody who's well versed in it and look that up. Good night, goodbye, forever.
Thank you, honey. Love you, Squishy.
Love you too, do the bug.
Time for what you call a commercial break. All right, let's see. Okay. Erica knew Christian teaching on the subject. She loved Charlie. Yeah, that's what it says. Absolutely. And she was scared when she heard of the curses Jezebel called up. Kelly explained. If she's such a good, devout Christian, why is she reading a magazine called Jezebel?
Those questions about need to be answered later.
And she was so scared that she didn't tell her husband to increase security, or maybe don't hold outside events.
Maybe she put the hex on.
I was just, I think maybe she
She had the Wuhan do that.
Was that like the was that fine? Yeah, that was Finding Nemo, the first one. Yeah. The veteran newscaster then said the Jezebel article titled "We Paid Some Etsy Witches to Curse Charlie Kirk" had unsettled Erica Kirk so much that she and her husband asked a friend, whom Kelly believed was a Catholic priest, to come pray with them the night before Kirk was murdered. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
You read it right.
Let me. Okay. Megan Kelly. Meg. I thought you said this was haunting them for weeks, then days. You said the article cursed them, but then that you read the title. They're Catholic, but quoting Protestant, evangelical, white nationalist talking points. And it wasn't until the day before that they got a priest to pray with them. They couldn't pray for themselves. And once again, nobody increased security. Because once again, the last time that I was doxxed, one, Babe came to get me. Two, safeguards were then put in place. Where when I travel, there are people that I now I'm in constant contact with and things like that. Security was increased. And I'm not trying to say I'm at the level of Charlie Kirk. I'm not. But a threat is a threat is a threat. Y'all so concerned that y'all put.
Yep. Makes perfect sense.
Oh, but the truly uneducated. Charlie and Erica Kirk eventually worked it through and got over their fear of the curses, Kelly said, thanks to their faith.
The day before, you know what? They worked through it in one day. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead.
But here's a question. As a Christian, why are you believing in and afraid of curses?
Because you're not a Christian.
Bingo boingo. The Jezebel article, remember I told y'all, this was not something that had just happened, okay? The Jezebel article was published on September 8th, 2 days before Kirk was killed at an event in Utah. Hold on, because I don't think that's correct. I don't think they know that. Okay. Hold on. Oh, they finally took the article down. Shocking. Now, an editor's note was added on Monday, September 8th, that I can confirm from here because they've since taken the article down. Okay. It was originally published with reporter Claire Goonan. My apologies if I mispronounced the name. Byline, according to the Internet Archive, but was later updated to remove her name and just credit Jezebel with authoring the piece. Nope, that is not what happened. It was updated with a note explaining that, hey, this was supposed to be like a jokey, satirical, article. We just wanted some minor inconveniences to come his way. And after he died, they didn't take the article down immediately. They didn't. It stayed up. But I see why they're stretching the truth here because the article is down. But I'm pretty sure somebody got the article up somewhere. The article bashed Kirk as a far-right misogynist. That's not bashing. That's just the truth. And a reliable pawn for Republicans. Once again, that's not bashing. That's telling the truth. That would be like somebody trying to insinuate that my brothers in the guild were bashing me last night, if you all caught Rouse High Exhausted, when they were talking about me and my friend Bree being small women. The fact that I wear glasses. And one talking about the time that I almost blew away by the wind. Like, that's not bashing. It's the truth. It's the truth. Like, what the fuck? Like, there are words that I struggle with, and I sometimes make fun of it myself. Sometimes my friends point it out, or sometimes you all see my family members in the comment section. Like, watch, she's gonna struggle with this. It's like I have a friend Thomas. Y'all know him, Thomas, the villain bishop. That he admits there are words that he struggled with too. That's not bashing. When we point that out about each other, if somebody was to write that, it's not. No. Like, ask anybody who's ever taken a class from me. There are times where I'll pause or I'll have to use like the whiteboard to write outside. It's not bashing. It's the truth. And then for parroting Project 2025 talking points and championing the owning of the libs. Once again, the truth. And basically a fake news vending machine with a terrible haircut. I forgot this line was in here. Hold on. Basically a fake news vending machine with a terrible haircut. It also bragged the outlet had paid some Etsy witches to curse Kirk. Yeah. First of all, who hasn't heard about the Etsy witch joke? Okay. There's even a viral sound. Well, I don't know if it's still viral on TikTok about a lady like looking for an Etsy witch because she wants to like curse some people at her job. And I've seen videos where people like their Etsy wish list is all these inconveniences. So now we're, you know what? I'm not shocked. I am not shocked. I'm not shocked because I went through a whole controversy with a group of people determining that I'm a liar because myself and a group of other people, we refer to each other as TikTok family members. So you'll hear us, like my TikTok cousin, my TikTok auntie. They took that joke and something that I used to say, I took it out of my lexicon for this reason. People that got into my inner circle, we had a running joke like, oh, I'm going to call your mom and tell her this, or I'm going to call your dad. They would even say that to me. My mother has been passed away since 2008. Like, when do we take inside jokes or communal jokes and now turn them into weapons to try to discredit somebody? Like, this is getting ridiculous. It is getting ridiculous. Jezebel, following the shooting, added an editor's note to the article saying it condemns the shooting of Charlie Kirk in the strongest possible terms. And now, as of Tuesday, the link to the story just redirects readers to Jezebel's homepage. Yeah, that's why y'all chose to do the story now. Kelly trashed Jezebel during her, wait for it, Kelly trashed Jezebel during her Tuesday segment, saying it had been a disgusting publication for years. So why are you reading it? Why are you reading it? Like, I don't know about y'all, but if there's something that I'm not interested in, whether it's the subject matter, how something is delivered, if it's not for me, when I realize I'm not the intended audience, I just leave it alone. I just don't bother it. I'm not going to check up on it. I'm not going to peek through the windows to see what's going on over there. I just scroll past. It's not for me. And that's okay, because everything is not meant to be for me. It is okay. All righty. Thanks for stopping by, Serge. I'll see you Saturday in class. She then called on her viewers to reach out to Jezebel as well as Etsy, where multiple spells were purchased, to voice their displeasure. Why? If this isn't your thing, don't partake in it. Because you can't stop people. If somebody doesn't like you to the point where they want to write an article about you, they can. There are multiple avenues right now where non-journalists can write opinion pieces, can just write something and submit it and have it put through. And if somebody pisses you off, you done piss somebody off that point, or they love you enough that they're like, you know what, I want a prosperity spell on them. They can go and do it, whether they get it on Etsy or they go to Whole Foods or to the local park or to the flea market, wherever. Okay, your local nurse witches gather. Okay, like that's not going to stop it. But why protest and try to get people unemployed and uneducated because they don't agree with you? These are the same people who create scenarios in their head to preemptively litigate to ensure that they don't have to do anything that they don't want to do. And they're proclaiming all the time, well, nobody should be able to tell me what to do with my body and my family. Nobody's trying to, but you all are constantly trying to tell everybody else what to do with their bodies, their children, their spouses, their homes, their everything. Kelly also said both companies should immediately apologize to Erica Kirk and that Jezebel should name the person who wrote the story. You already named the person. We know who wrote the story. And Erica Kirk ain't saying shit about the story. She don't care. You're playing with fire, messing with this stuff. Kelly said about the curse article earlier. Megan, you are still tap dancing for a political party that has shown you that even though you transform yourself into their eugenics riddled beauty standard, they still don't want you. You have had all of your credibility stripped away from you. You spent years honing your craft and racking up student loan debt for you to essentially be a shock jock that still doesn't get the numbers, the money, the notoriety as your male counterparts. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure. In the GOP, they're going to use white women. White women, you may be the default damsel in distress. They will use you in order for you to weaponize your tears and center yourself in victimhood for their sake. But you, my dear, are the new chattel slaves. I want you to let what I said sink in. White women that refuse to deconstruct. You are their modern day chattel slave. The only difference is they didn't have to steal you. They didn't have to convince you. They didn't have to force you. You do it willingly because you look at your proximity to white men, whether you married them, you came from them, or you birthed them, as you being over the rest of us, that you being better than the rest of us, where the rest of us can stand on our own and we choose to stand on our own. You have to be held up by the same ones that will throw you under the bus or off the cliff in order to save their check and their name. Stop creating scenarios and situations for the Kirk family for the sake of you getting ahead. Because every step of the way, Erica Kirk is shown to be very calculating. She, in a very slick, covert way, has given a big to all of y'all. Y'all out here trying to invoke war in the name of her husband and in the name of her family. And she's like, bitch, I already know how I'm going to profit off of this. And I'm going to make sure y'all can't capitalize off of it. So she came out and was like, oh, I forgive him. She has not said what she knows about and what she doesn't know about. She ain't said if anything bothers her or not. She's made y'all say the most horrific things. She's made y'all the faces and the voices of a movement she never said she wanted any attachment for. This woman has shown that she went to the school of Taylor Swift, and she's going to let you build whatever narrative you want to build around her, and she's going to take the checks and cash them while you are left behind, literally and figuratively. She's getting marketing for free from y'all. Um, okay, bear with me. This one today is going to run a little bit longer because I don't want to. Also, if you came in anytime late, you can rewatch this once we're done on Substack, or you can mosey on over to YouTube right now, rewind, go to the front, and watch it all the way through, or stick a pin in it and watch it again later. Also, just want to remind you all that at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30, no, sorry, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, my apologies, we'll be diving into part 3 of 107 Days by Kamala Harris. So, and also, just let you know, if you want to make any contributions to keep everything going and to make sure that I can still get all of the books to be able to bring them to you, you can purchase merch. Link is in the bio. You can donate. All the payment links are in bio also. And yes, the Anti-Racism Journal is done. My lovely sister from another Mr. Courtney did me a solid by reviewing and editing it for me. Still working with KDP regarding the portal that I'm supposed to send the manuscript through. I did get a notification that they are having some technical difficulties, and I'm trying to be patient and not get in there and finagle with stuff. But once I can get it through and we can complete that process, I will let you know. whether there will be pre-orders or just start with the orders after things are printed, and when they will be available. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. Glad you like the logo. Now, this coming from foxnews.com. Yes, news comes from everywhere. And yes, there's a big difference between Fox News TV and Fox News Online. Fox News Online seems to vet a lot of stuff. But here we go. We still have not gotten a Harriet Tubman $20 bill. I want y'all to keep that in the forefront of your mind. We still have not gotten our Harriet 20, okay? Charlie Kirk could be placed on U.S. currency under new House GOP proposal. This might get us what we want. Hear me out before we get into the article. Hear me out. We know at the end of the day, everything about Trump is a loyalty test. I told y'all before, they are paying too much attention to Charlie Kirk right now. Because Trump even tried to make Kirkapalooza, Kirkchella, all about him. All right. Even lightweight hitting on Erica Kirk. But now that they're wanting to put Charlie, these Republican sycophants wanting to put Charlie's face on money, oh, this is going to be a bridge too far for Trump. It's going to be a bridge too far for him. That coin is going to be all gums. It is. Woo! But Representatives Abe Hamadeh and August Pfluger want Treasury to authorize 400,000 silver dollars with Kirk's likeness. So you don't want viable currency, you want collector's items, which we have done over the years for different things. Usually something notable in history, not just somebody kicking the bucket because they were annoying. A pair of House Republicans are pushing to have Charlie Kirk memorialized on U.S. currency in the wake of his death earlier this month. No, I'm not using the A word for him. Only A word I'll use is asshole. Asinine. Republican Study Committee Chairman August Pfluger, Republican out of Texas, and Representative Abe Hamadeh, Republican out of Arizona, plan to introduce a bill later this week directing the U.S. Treasury to mint 400,000 silver dollar coins with Kirk's likeness, the pair first told Fox News Digital. It's the latest proposal in a litany of bills and resolutions introduced by Republican lawmakers to honor the conservative activist after he was shot and killed during a college campus speaking event in Utah early this month. Here's the thing. This is why when you're trying to cement a history for yourself or for somebody else, you need to think long term. Because I want you to think 10, 15, 20 years from now. How do you explain memorializing a 31-year-old that's hanging out on a college campus? Because trying to explain away a middle-aged individual on a college campus got us Ben Roethlisberger. Oh, y'all don't remember? Tazzy Farm remember. Remember when every time Ben Roethlisberger was traveling with his team, there were intimate assaults on nearby college campuses at college bars. Then, he had a few settlements and then those things stopped. There are tons of posts on Reddit about young women and even some young men being uncomfortable because middle-aged men never moved out of their college towns, still frequent college campuses. Let's not forget the stories of homecomings every year of creepy middle-aged individuals planting themselves on like, how are you going to explain? Like, you want to submit this man in U.S. history so badly, but you're forgetting that the basis of his notoriety is him not being a college student, but being a father and a husband that chooses to not be around his wife or children, but be on a college campus all up in the face of college students, specifically female college students, predominantly of the under 21 variety. Oh yeah, he could trigger an emotional response, Eli, but here's the thing. Most of the time, the emotional response was from him. Charlie Kirk was so bad that no his base didn't realize that all the click farming never made him look good. It never made him look good. They touted him as a winner when he was able to just say the whole white supremacist talking point in one sentence and get it out before getting cut off. Like, go back and look at the footage. That's where they clip farm it at. Oh, he got that out. Yeah, he owned them because he said the whole sentence. He did that. He did what? He got owned each and every time. Like, he's the butt of his own clip farming jokes. The coins, which would be considered legal tender, would have Kirk's image on one side and feature the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant," on the other. Well, then it's not legal tender. Did anybody check with God, the Holy Spirit, Jesus, as to whether they feel that he was a good and faithful servant, that he did a good job? Did anybody hold on. You know what? Here on the Taz Effect, okay, we are thorough. Okay, we don't have a problem interviewing people and getting their side. Hold on, let me see. Hey, JC. I know you are very busy, especially with everything going on. I get it. And they messing with your home country, Palestine, right now. I get that. I get it. Trust me. Just want a few seconds, okay? When it comes to Charlie Kirk, oh, he not your problem. Oh, okay. He went. Oh, he not in the upper room. He's the lower deck. Oh, so you didn't say that? That's not a quote from you? No. Well, I thought it was a little suspicious that you would want that quote put on money. Given the things that you said about money and coveting and yeah. Okay, I just dot my I's and crossing my T's. Okay. Plus, I need all the JC points that I can get. I'm not getting none today. All right. No. I don't need to talk to BB from down below. But at the next staff meeting, tell him I said, hey, all right, thank you, JC. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, JC said he didn't say well done. He said he didn't say that. He didn't. Mm-hmm. No. But we don't went from "in God we trust" to "well done, good and faithful." So where was the? I mean, he kicked the bucket. They act like the rapture was gonna come because they were trying to act like he was the 13th disciple. Actually, it would have been the 14th, but who's counting? Me. Before you got there, you can't count. There were 12. One was replaced because we had to get rid of Judas of Iscariot. That would already make 13. So for him to be another or an extra disciple, that would be 14. Technicalities. But no rapture happened. Well, rapture happened around here, but that's conversation for another day. So they would also be inscribed with Kirk's full name, Charles James Kirk. Why do I always want to give somebody that? Okay, never mind. The year 2026, as well as the U.S.'s full name and motto. What the fuck is our motto? Bullshit is, as the United States does. What the fuck is our motto? The coin's design would be selected by the Treasury Secretary in consultation with the sitting president, in this case, President Donald Trump. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Trust me, I love it. Keep fucking with him. Keep talking about Charlie Kirk, okay? I told y'all this before. Start the Church of Kirk, okay? Y'all can be Kirkistans, okay? Get you a little Kirkopolis, okay? Get you a Bible. Get it together. Get your Kirk mandates. Kirkmanments going. Okay, get you a little the Kirk's prayer. Get it popping. Okay, start the service with pomp and circumstance, with fireworks. Get all the pyrotechnics. Keep doing it because y'all gonna drive Trump crazy. This was supposed to be a distraction moment. I'm not saying he set it up, but he jumped on it as a distraction. And he's like, yeah, I get to have the rally that I always wanted with the people that I wanted. And I can say, blah, 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 blah. Keep talking about Kirk. Piss Trump the fuck off. Take all the attention away from him. Because remember, he kicked Carrie Lake out of Mar-a-Lago because when she went down there trying to garner his support and endorsement, she was getting too much attention from the press pool and from guests and everything else. He got her up and through. When Elon Musk started getting too much attention, got him up and through. The last administration, people who were getting too popular, too noted. Yeah. Start asking about Kirk. Start asking about, and if you really want to drive him over the edge, don't put Charlie on it. Ask to put Erica on it, okay? Write in the Time magazine and say put Erica Kirk on the cover, okay? Write in and say we need to see more of Caroline Levitt. Talk about the women, okay? Say you want to hear from Christy Nome more. Do that. You want to see his head explode? He'll probably start snitching on himself when it comes to the Epstein-Maxwell files. Okay? Start saying that Maxwell was the brains behind Mar-a-Lago and Epstein's business moves. Watch Trump start telling on himself. Watch. You gotta watch. That I'm telling you. Oh yeah, because you're absolutely right, Eli. But here's the thing: he cannot take attention being shifted anywhere else. And all of these people who think that they're going to garner support, garner all these things from Trump by, he said he loved Charlie Kirk. He said he loved Charlie Kirk just like he loved his kids. Have y'all paid attention to how much love he has for his kids? You have to take yourself out of situations and your emotions out of situations and look at it from the person's perspective who's saying it. Take the context from the person delivering it from it. That's why I say when you're reading a book, when you're reading art, look at why this person wrote it. Why did Trump say that? Trump doesn't like his own dang kids. All right. Now, remember yesterday I told you all that a former White House aide just miraculously got a promotion to top prosecutor to go after Letitia James, amongst other people. Oh, yeah, he told himself big time when it came to Kimmel. But coming from The Independent, Lindsay Halligan, Trump's former Smithsonian lead with no prosecutorial experience, shocker, preparing to bring indictment against James Comey. President Donald Trump's administration is reportedly preparing to issue a formal indictment against former FBI Director James Comey, likely accusing him of lying to Congress about the Bureau's investigation into alleged attempts to influence the 2016 presidential election. I need Trump to get out of his ego and those around him to get out of their ego as well, because they keep going after people far more experienced and who have the receipts to bitch slap him back into his daddy's nutsack. And yes, I know his dad is dead and wilting away and probably dust by now. I said what I said. Follow along. Comey, 64, appeared before the Senate Judiciary Committee on September 30th, 2020 to discuss the Crossfire Hurricane probe examining ultimately inconclusively whether Trump's campaign concluded with Russian operatives to secure his victory over Hillary Clinton. Under the statute of limitations, the deadline to take issue with the ex-director's remarks that day falls on Tuesday, the 5th anniversary of his appearance before the panel. Should the administration choose to do so, the responsibility will fall to former beauty pageant contestant and insurance lawyer Lindsay Halligan. Are you seeing the pattern of the ladies that are around Trump? Might need to bring back my Hutchinson series. Might have to start over from the beginning with that book, huh? who was only sworn in as acting U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia last week. Keep in mind that Alina Habba, the law that she specialized in and practiced, yeah, didn't match up to being on his legal team for any of this, or a U.S. District Attorney either. Halligan, 36, replaced Eric Siebert, an experienced federal prosecutor who submitted his resignation on Friday, reportedly due to pressure from the administration to bring a mortgage fraud case against New York Attorney General Letitia James, despite investigators failing to find evidence of wrongdoing. Do you want to know what was found? That people within the inner sphere of Trump had actually committed mortgage fraud. As revealed in a Truth Social post directed at Attorney General Pam Bondi on Saturday, which many believe was posted publicly in error, the president is growing impatient with the slow progress being made by the Justice Department in its pursuit of its political enemies. Yes, we know that one, Trump is of that age and of that generation, that the handling of technology and social media can be a little tricky. But also keep in mind that there's always someone around Trump, and Trump generally uses other people's devices for his social media posts. This came out in several lawsuits, in several court cases, in discovery, and in court documents and transcripts. I think somebody intentionally did that. I think that he dictated something to somebody and they put it out there, because they knew that if they gave that anonymous tip that was going on, people wouldn't believe them. That's just my assessment. That's my hypothesis. I could very well be wrong. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. You didn't have any reputation or credibility for anything truthful or honest. And if you cared about reputation or credibility, you wouldn't consistently lie. Trump told Bondi, they impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now. I told y'all before, this man is so deluded that he believes his own lies. And it's not a matter of he's told himself this so many times. No, Trump truly has convinced himself that he is above reproach. That if he does it, it's correct. No questions asked. Shortly after sending that message, the president posted another announcing Halligan's ascent and saying of her, she is extremely intelligent, fearless, and working with Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche as the strength and determination to be absolutely outstanding in this new and very important role. Translation, she took his advice on how to do her hair, her makeup, and what clothes to wear. I wish I was joking, but this is a secret, non-secret. Is she blonde? Yep. Mm-hmm. Despite his confidence in Halligan, the gulf in experience between her and her predecessor is inescapable. Siebert, 46, has reportedly been listed as an attorney on 675 federal cases, while she has worked on only 3. Halligan was born in Portland, Maine, but raised in Broomfield, Colorado, where she attended Catholic school before enrolling in Regis University in Denver, from which she earned a bachelor's degree in politics and broadcast journalism and befriended the future Erica Kirk. She also participated in the Miss Colorado contest around this time, advancing to the semifinals in 2009 and earning 3rd runner-up in 2010. Ms. Halligan, would you like to tell us when you were introduced to Ghislaine Maxwell and how long you were employed as a masseuse for Jeffrey Epstein? I'm just alleging, given those time frames and these connections. And the fact that Trump is willing to propel all of these non-qualified, I can't even say underqualified, non-qualified white women with pageant backgrounds. After graduating from the University of Miami School of Law with a Juris Doctor in 2013, she went on to become partner at one of the Fort Lauderdale offices of Cole, Scott, and Cassane. She has no prosecutorial experience, but right after receiving her Juris Doctor, she became a partner. Okay. South Florida court records indicate that her role at CSK was primarily concerned with defending insurance companies sued by homeowners. So she ain't never been on the side of the people, but she's been promoted at the Department of Justice, which are the people's attorneys. She also represented relatively small-time corporate plaintiffs with names like Water Dryout, Moisture Rid, and Water Restoration Guide, and minor claim disputes that were often settled without recourse to trial, according to Mother Jones. Are these real companies, or was somebody just keeping her busy? If you know, you know. The Telegraph reports that Halligan first met Trump at his West Palm Beach golf course in November 2021. I don't believe that's the first time that they met. But we'll go with that. And we know, excuse me, from last year's Manhattan court case that women that he meets on the golf course, he trying to he trying to, that's his way of flirting. Hey, Beard Fair. Did you see who I was playing golf with, Beard Fair? You want to go to lunch, Beard Fair? Yeah, Elon Musk uses Twitter. Trump uses the golf course. At which she is said to have caught his eye by arriving in a suit, having come straight from work, leading to a friendly conversation about her career that duly led her to entering his phalanx of lawyers. That ain't what caught his eye. He ain't give a damn about her being in a suit. He's constantly around professionals who network on golf courses. That ain't okay. Halligan soon found herself defending Trump on national TV after the FBI raided his Mar-a-Lago estate in August 2022. Oh, what a pattern we see. When the resulting classified documents case became a legal brawl, District Judge Eileen Cannon, same one who said that the person who never set up a gun, never took a shot at him at Mar-a-Lago, was guilty of an assassination attempt. Same Eileen Cannon that's a very proud card-carrying MAGA member. The same Eileen Cannon that allowed herself to be photographed and videoed and posted said information on her social media at multiple MAGA rallies. In case you forgot. Reportedly rejected 2 of her filings for failing to comply with local procedures, directing her back to the court's website for instructions on best practices when submitting documents. You mean the MAGA judge had to tell the MAGA attorney, baby, you don't know what you're doing. But remember, she was a partner at the firm. And she impressed Trump so much with her legal mind and her legalese that he'll just put it, you ain't playing with my freedom like that. Absolutely not. I don't care what I think you got going on in your undercarriage. Absolutely. A subsequent refiling was likewise rebuffed with the same advice. Damn, you were told where to go to get the information and you still couldn't get it right? Oh, James told me you ain't got nothing to worry about, my boy. You ain't got nothing to worry about, homie. Go ahead and plan that vacation. James, go ahead. Go to every cookout you can find. Okay? Cook out the restaurant, cook out the event, cook out yourself. Okay? Do it all, James. You're gonna be fine. You gonna be fine. Okay? Because she is not doing anything to help blonde women beat the stereotype, beat the jokes. Halligan has since made further appearances on conservative media on Trump's behalf and relocated to Washington to serve as a senior associate staff secretary at the White House following his win at last November's election. So she's such a great legal mind that they made her a senior associate staff secretary. And her duties are just to get on TV and talk about how great Trump is. Okay. Most recently, she has been tasked with restoring truth and sanity to American history by addressing the overemphasis on slavery at the Smithsonian Institute, an anti woke program that critics have warned amounts to revisionism. Now, I can understand why one would choose to use a litigator instead of a historian to do that, because there's a lot of litigation that took place in regards to chattel slavery, that in regards to abolition, in regards to civil rights. So, having somebody be able to sift through the legalese, but they shouldn't, looking at the court cases, take the stance that they would take, given that, quite a few people who were enslaved were able to sue their way out of it. Okay. If Halligan lacks prosecutorial experience, her patch of background at least means she has the right look to suit Trump's central casting aesthetic. Because remember, even leading up to and throughout the race to POTUS Mountain, he kept talking about who had the look, and as if that's the qualification. Like eugenics just is going to make it work. This is what happens when you choose not to learn from history. Because blonde hair and blue eyes does not mean that you were perfect for the job. Being pleasant to look at does not mean that things are going to go well. The president famously likes to surround himself with corporate coded women like Alina Habba, Bondi, and Caroline Levitt, and tough looking guys in the mold of Blanche or Stephen Chung. Stephen Chung, really? As his supporting cast, helping to project his very traditional idea of masculine power. But he's right. The women are corporate coded, but not corporate. It's no different than like the schoolgirl aesthetic. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying that George Santos is being tortured in prison. There ain't nothing torturous about his prison stint. Marco Rubio is slamming the United Nations for rejecting Trump's $500 million offer. He's claiming that they wasted a bunch of money. Coming from Two Paragraphs News, before President Trump addressed the General Assembly at the United Nations today, his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, gave a preview of Trump's speech to Fox News. Rubio said that the president would tell about his own history with the UN going back to his first time as a developer. Because yes, let's make something that's supposed to be about the globe, about one Cankersaurus Rex ass bitch. According to Rubio, prior to becoming president, Trump once offered to fix the UN building, and instead they decided to go in a different direction, wasted a bunch of money, which Rubio said is emblematic of how feckless the UN has become. Quick question. When has Trump ever been able to fix something? When has somebody gone, yeah, I got that Trump upgrade? Never. Zero times. But yeah. Like, what do you want the UN to do now? Give you a call and hire you now, Trump? Like, coming from the Mirror US, Fox News could lose tens of millions over Brian Kilmeade's toxic homelessness remarks. Fox News could be looking at a huge revenue loss following Brian Kilmeade's shocking comments, according to a PR expert. The TV host appeared on Fox and Friends earlier this month to discuss the murder of Irina Zarutska on a light rail train in Charlotte, North Carolina. A homeless and mentally ill man, DeCarlos Brown Jr., was arrested in connection to the stabbing. Kilmeade's co-host, Lawrence Jones, suggested public money should be spent on helping homeless people in response to Zaruska's death. Kilmeade, however, replied, and I quote, or involuntary lethal injection or something, just kill him. North Carolina Republican legislators are poised to approve criminal justice measures designed to toughen bail rules in response to the stabbing. It comes as the Secret Service was slammed after Trump was caught in a choke point amid assassination fears. When the girly pops were screaming that Trump was no different than Hitler. But nobody's questioning the fact that they were able to get that close to the president. And he didn't seem to be bothered by it. And he said nothing else about his assassination attempt, especially since one would-be assassin, well, the judge, it was determined by the jury that he was guilty of an assassination attempt, but no really big media coverage of it. The president hasn't said anything of it, and people are this close to the president of the United States after he's talking about all this political violence and all of his sycophants, and he's not concerned. He showed no concern, no anxiousness, no nothing. But Kilmeade faced a widespread backlash to his comments, and he was forced to apologize, saying, and I quote, I wrongly said that they should get lethal injection. I apologize for that extremely callous remark. Kilmeade continued, I am obviously aware that not all mentally ill homeless people act as the perpetrator did in North Carolina, and that so many homeless people deserve our empathy and compassion. However, PR expert Kieran Ellsby doesn't believe an apology is enough. Speaking exclusively to the Mirror US, he said, Kilmeade's comments crossed a line that, in my view, simply can't be repaired. And it can't, because here's the thing. A lot of people who watch Fox News also have family members who are homeless due to mental health struggles, due to being vets, due to a lot of things. This is something that they can relate to. And this is something that will cause them to pull back. People keep forgetting that there is no bubble for liberalism or leftism or conservatism. We live life. We're all affected by virtually the same things. So when you're trying to attack one side, you're attacking all sides. We all have relatives. We all have friends. We all have these things. We all experience them. So when you're constantly trying to own the libs, own the conservatives, you're owning yourself. You're owning the people that you claim to care about and the people that you say you advocate for. And we're going to close with this one because I keep reminding you all that other countries do not give a damn what position you hold in the country. Right is right, wrong is wrong, criminal is criminal. Okay? We just have this unspoken thing that when somebody comes president, we just let him be. Fuck that shit. Coming from the Associated Press on the world news stage. Oh, real quick, breaking news. President Donald Trump says Chinese leader Xi Jinping has approved proposed TikTok deal and signs executive order putting it under U.S. ownership. Fucking executive. More pomp and circumstance. Anywho, Paris court sentences Nicolas Sarkozy to 5 years in prison for criminal conspiracy in Libya case. Indeed. We need to get off our butts and stop acting like we're afraid to tell a leader that we will hold them accountable. We are where we are now with politicians running amok because we won't do what needs to be done. Also, if you're going to say, if you're one of those people that it's like, well, the United States hasn't been a government since 1913. It's a business. Well, if you believe that, arrest the CEO. Do like you would do in any other business. Y'all remember Enron? A Paris court on Thursday sentenced former French President Nicolas Sarkozy to 5 years in prison after finding him guilty of criminal conspiracy in a scheme to finance his 2007 campaign with funds from Libya, a verdict that the still influential conservative leader denounces as a scandal. But y'all want to make fun of the French, huh? My God, today. They're out here getting her done. They're out here saying, you're truly not going to tread on me. They protest to get what's best for the populace. But you want to be out here criticizing when protests happen and who's the face of the protest while you still can't go to the doctor just to get a band-aid. The historic ruling made Sarkozy the first former president of modern France sentenced to actual time behind bars. In a major surprise, the court ruled that the 70-year-old will be incarcerated despite his intention to appeal. It said his imprisonment would start at a date yet to be fixed, sparing the former head of state the humiliation of being led out of the packed courtroom by police bound for a sale. I say do it. The court found Sarkozy guilty of criminal association in a plot from 2005 to 2007 when he served as interior minister to finance his winning presidential campaign with funds from Libya in exchange for diplomatic favors. It cleared him of 3 other charges, including passive corruption, illegal campaign financing, and concealing the embezzlement of public funds. Sarkozy denounced the ruling as a humiliation for the country. So, once again, it can be done. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And that concludes today's Taz Effect. As always, thank you for joining me. And hopefully I will see you all in just a couple of hours. You can sign up. There's a video with a bit of a recap. And if you missed parts 1 and 2 of 107 Days by Kamala Harris, you can click on the link and go view it on YouTube, unless you're watching from YouTube now. But as always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Be good. I will see you all later.